So here we are. We just done our first battle, and it was a good battle to start off with. So I think if we now go over here, we've unlocked some Yari Samurai, which is going to be fairly beneficial, but really I don't use a lot of Yari Sam personally, but in terms of Yari Ashigari, they're a huge step up, and they're going to be a good melee defensive unit to bring. Also very, very good against cavalry. Again, we need to get that balance between anti kind of cav, but also anti-infantry, and that's really where your melee lies within any army. So anti-cav, so you can protect your anti-infantry. It's the kind of composition between your army which is really gonna help you to kind of win battles, because half the time that is what it comes down to. Half the time it's unit composition, half the time it is just going to be tactics. So we shall get on to our next battle. So hopefully it'll be a good one like the last. So what are we going to be capturing? What can I capture, more to the point? So target range for bow units, a water carrier for increased resistance to burn matchlock. And they're all bow stuff. Well, I have surrounded myself by the bow, which isn't really too great. 5 accuracy for matchlocks. Yari Master, I think that's the one I'll go for next, and then get some Naginata Sam, because Naginata Samurai are a good, solid unit to bring. So, oh wait, just before we go in, I'm going to look at my veterans, and hoodah, I've got a lone sword. So we'll put some melee attack on these guys, because if you watched the upgrade video, you want to have melee attack, you want to capitalize on what's good. So put that up, and they got 11 melee attack, which is going to be incredibly useful for the next battle. So let's go into it. Take off allow mixed avatars, because I hate it. I think Fall of the Samurai just has to be nerfed within an inch of its life. I mean, Shogutai units, a base melee attack of 19. You know, it's kind of stupid. I mean, I kind of know a little bit about Japanese history, like the Tokugawa, that's it, kind of clan and the dynasty for that. And basically, Tokyo was called Edo at the time, and what actually happened within the latter years of the 19th century was that samurai became almost out of use. They just weren't useful at all, because obviously there were no wars for a good while. And they just kind of settled in Edo, banging geishas and courtesans. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. That's what they did. So really, their skills were not good in terms of way of the sword, and um, I think it's kendo, way of the sword. So they weren't good at any sword kind of. Well, they weren't good obviously, because they would have been taught it, but they won't be practicing every day like their ancestors back in, I don't know, Tokugawa Ieyasu, I think it is. They wouldn't have been practicing in their time, or Oda Nobunaga. They wouldn't have been practicing then. So really, I think it's a bit of a historical kind of flaw in Fall of the Samurai, because the samurai units then should not be more powerful than the samurai units kind of now, if you get my drift. So they shouldn't be more powerful than traditional. Traditional should always prevail in melee, in my opinion. Anyway, so that's a historical rant over, and we've got a 2-star, so we'll say hello. And we'll say this is a tutorial for YouTube. Good luck, have fun. We'll say that to him in a minute. So let's immediately look at what he's got. So he's got bowman and swordsman. So we know that this guy, his general is going to be bow, but also a bit of sword. And we're also playing an Akai. That's the word I like to call it. So this is quite a hilly map. It's got 2 big hills and then a kind of valley in the middle. So what we're going to do is that I think we should stick with the same kind of setup again. But perhaps this time what we should do is... it's kind of hard to decide. I mean, I might take that unit out and then put a Yari Samurai in the middle, so that way we get some nice protection. And hopefully this should go nice and smoothly. I mean, Benkai's Blade should do a good job. Any other units I want to bring? I would bring Hanzo Shadows, but they cost so much money. Daikyu Samurai would be a useful unit to bring. I don't know, because I think we can steamroll him, so let's go for that. And then I think that's it. So, just very quickly, let's look at retainers. I'll go through these in a minute. We'll shove on sword. Oh no, want that. That gives me 1+ melee attack. So, good luck, have fun. And let's go into our second legendary Tactica battle. So this map as you can see, is going to be rather hilly here and here. Slopes and kind of the gradient of the land is definitely going to impact your play, so you always need to be looking at that. What's going to make your units more tired, or what's going to make them slow. Also, you want to be looking at strategic positions, so I don't know, if I set up a spear wall at the top of a very steep hill, it's not going to look too appetizing for an enemy, and if they're stupid enough to kind of run up and attack that, then it's going to be beneficial for me. So that's kind of what you want to be doing. So we'll say good luck, have fun, and hopefully we'll be able to get into the match. So there's nothing really too much I want to say at the moment. As I said before, I'll show you again if you missed it for the box, because I mean this box here. So the box underneath the minimap here, this is vital. You must always have this. This will tell you if you should engage a unit or not, basically. And for some reason I've got Captain Cabinet down here. Is that looks like Captain Cabinet, or did I just have the spiky thing? Anyway, so he started straight away, which isn't good. We don't like that. And immediately we're split. Are we going to go defensive, or are we going to go offensive? Personally, I think he's going to bring a lot of I think he's going to bring an awful lot of sort of infantry units, so we'll try and go for the offensive and try and get that bonus attack. So what we'll do is we'll move this guy into the middle, because however these guys are laid out is going to how they're going to be laid out on the battlefield. So I put samurai in the middle, they're going to be in the middle. So I want these guys to hold the center ground and make sure I don't get any breaks and get flanked within my own line. Next we're going to place our Yari Ashigaru behind them, and then we'll place some Daikyu Samurai who are going to be in loose formation in front of that. The reason I picked these guys is because they got some good stats and their range is excellent. So we'll put Legendary Tactica there, and then we've also got Spare Ashigaru who's going to be there. And there we go. So we'll immediately run into the match. We want to be capturing this straight away. What I might actually do is just pop that there, and then I'll charge over, I don't know, this unit. Oh, what unit is it? Yeah, I'll charge this unit over because it's the closest. So I want to have that. He'd be a bit of a fool not to go for the workshop, if I'm totally honest, because really that's kind of his only option, because I'm already halfway here to capturing the sword dojo. But again, if you didn't see that, go to options, battle interface, and then go to unit info, and always, so that always selects, you know, the stats. Because, you know, I mean, if you both have Katana Samurai, for example, and one of you has, oh, hang on a sec, let's take this guy out of group. You know, and you both have Katana Samurai, alright? But the only issue with that is one of your Katana Samurai has got 19 melee attack, and their Katana Samurai has got 10 melee attack, for example. You know, if they have got the kind of card box on, they'll know not to engage that Katana unit. Even though they're the same unit, the stats will vary so much. So it is incredibly useful to have this stat box here. So just always use it. I can't stress it enough. And as we go, I think he's gone for a fairly typical kind of build for someone who's just starting out in Shogun, which is to bring a lot of bow units. Really, you don't want to be bringing a lot of bow units when you begin with. As you can see, I've only really ever bought melee troops, which is definitely something you want. So I'll hide in these trees, just to kind of obscure them a little bit, and I'll pull up my units there. What we'll also do is pull over some more Yari Ash just to cover them, because that's going to act as a meat shield. Because if he is just starting out, what he will have these guys on auto fire, and you should always select your troops off auto fire. Slap me on the wrists, because you want to select your targets. Okay, so we're going to select his Katana Samurai, because these guys have got very good melee attack, and we want to take them out as soon as possible. I won't put the fire arrows on just yet, because, you know, if these arrows are less likely to be seen if they haven't got any arrows on. So we're going to begin to pick away at him with attacking this, and I'm not sure what he's going to be doing. He's pulling up his units, so we'll pull ours back, and we'll put these guys forward. By doing this, he'll probably have the... Oops, my mouse has gone. So he's probably going to have these guys on auto fire, so these are going to be the first ones that are the closest to him, which is what we want. We'll pull our army a bit forward, and then we'll pull the Daikyu Samurai up a little bit more as well. It looks like we finished capturing the sword dojo, so we'll take these guys back, And wow, there we go. So again, we're going to commence firing onto these Katana Samurai. In fact, no, let's keep on firing at these guys. See, what he's doing is that he's firing into my Yari Ashigaru because he did have oh, and he will be able to get some of these guys as well because they are directly behind. So we'll pull these guys in front a little bit. We'll put them on that. So there we go. Now they're forward a little bit. They won't be able to shoot into my Daikyu Samurai, theoretically speaking. And we're just going to pepper him a little bit. Ooh, wow. Again, he's making another classic sort of... I don't want to say noob because I think that's a bit of a derogatory term, but a bit of a noob thing to do is to leave your archers still in their kind of tight formation, which, as you saw at the beginning, I definitely put these guys in loose formation to begin with. So now that I've reduced this unit down a little bit, I'm going to try and go into his Katana Samurai, which is good that he made them go into, you know, their... Ooh. It's good that you made them go into their loose formation because a lot of players don't really ever know to do this. And what we'll do is it will also pull up this unit. Also, if you want to know how I group loads of units together like that, click on this unit, hold shift, and then click. So just in case you didn't know. Other things to also mention. Oh, yeah, sorry. Other things to also mention is if you want to select units from different areas, so they're not dragging across all of these units, just select that unit, hold control, and then that unit, and then you can just pop them on whatever. So we're going to use that. So control, we don't want that unit. And what he's doing now, he's beginning to like smartly select his targets, which is good of him. We're going to take these units up, and we're going to make a defensive wall for any charges up because we are in a dominant position at the moment. He's pulled up his general, so we'll start firing at his general as well. And he's stopped firing at the Ariashigari, which is a good move. So it's a good move by Andre. And basically, we just want to keep our sword units here, keep them nice and reserved. If I did have the Inspire button, I'd be inspiring these Daikyu Samurai to do well. But at the moment, we're still trying to picket his army. I'm not really too worried about his general at the moment. Oh god, that took a fair few out. But it's good that if we go for his general. Note how I'm not worried about the bow units because I've bought a superior army. You know, anti-infantry wise, these guys are gonna be superior. Even if he has got this Katana unit, you know, sitting in the background, we'll start firing these. Even though he has got this Katana unit, you know, these Yariash lone Ashigaru are going to be more than a match. So I think he's getting a bit frustrated now, so we'll try and put these guys into a tighter formation if he continues to charge. As you can see, the gradient is going to slow him down. It's going to make his guys very tired. So you can see this is an awful little death march as arrows fly overhead. We'll put these guys into tight formation, and he's not taking too many of these guys out per hit. I mean, he's beginning to now because he's beginning to focus fire. If I was a bit more serious about this, I would have put these guys in the trees, which I think I'll just do now. So I put these guys into spear wall. Again, if you haven't seen the spear video, you know, you want to be putting your Yarishgar in spear wall. It gives them that fighting ability. So we'll put them in the woods, because putting units in woods definitely helps. Also, Jake Delay also pointed out to me that if that if your bow units are shooting uphill, apparently they do less damage than shooting downhill. So that's something that I never knew. And he's smartly put his units into their formation as well. Combatants are even, which is you'd kind of expect them to be, because oh no wait, mine have got a better melee attack, so it probably would have been best if I just charged him outright. But again, we're just going to continue to pepper all of his troops. And to be honest, I mean, I'm prolonging this battle. This battle doesn't have to go on for this long. I could have just charged straight out, but I want to get the maximum benefit of these bow units. You know, as we were talking beforehand, you know, you want to kind of maximise your potential when you bring a skirmishing unit. So that's mainly the reason why I don't bring a lot of skirmishing units. It's purely just because I don't really ever maximise their potential. So we're going to continue to pepper into them. I'll wait till I've run out of arrows, then I'll go into it. And we finally routed. So I'll send in some Yari Samurai to go charge in. He won that purely on a basis of numbers. And what we're going to do is we're just going to stop right in front of him so he ends up attacking me. So stop all your guys there. And we're going to continue to pepper his army. Because I did tell them to retreat for a momentarily. So we're going to stop these guys here because we don't want his We don't want to charge into spear wall. You never ever want to charge into spear wall, really. And he's going to begin to do that. So we're now going to charge at him while his formation is broken. And he's going to be thinking, oh crap, what have I just done? Our general is in grave danger, my lord. So, and his guys are just going to begin to break. And basically, he's now pulled all of his units back. So we've got a good hold. We're going to charge forward our Yari Ashigaru. We're now going to charge forward our Lone Sword. And his Katana troops are really just going to be... his Katana troops are going to be looking for some action. We'll send over the Yari Samurai, which isn't really a good move, but... you know what I mean? Oh, actually, no, what I'll do is I'll put you guys there to try and stop. And we'll charge these guys down. But no, you can support them. So, actually, no, I'll support them with some sword units. So we'll charge these guys down. They're going to get hit. They're just spewing out loads of flaming arrows everywhere. So these guys are going to get hit. We'll charge in these guys at them. Actually, no, you carry on charging. We're going to hit these Katana units by the side. I should be bringing my general down at this point, so that's a lapse on my part. And we'll charge these guys in as well. We'll charge you guys in. And this is where we're going to have the battle. So these guys are going to begin to rout immediately. We'll put a random ability on, even though it won't do anything. And what I can now do is I can now start to pick it as general. So if you've got bow units left, always make them go at the general. And we'll do a rally as well to inspire our troops. And immediately it looks like his army's not going to be liking it. And that's kind of it. So we managed to run down and break his army. And we've picked at his army for a good while. How many kills did these guys got? A good 132 kills. And we've broken through his line yet again. Just demonstrating how you need to bring a lot of sword units early on, because that's really where you're going to be, you know, chopping up your kind of opponent's army. And these guys are the anti-infantry. So we'll see how we did. And GG to Andre. So here we are again, and I accidentally clicked on the the veteran, but we got another lone sword, which is good. So we'll call them Lone Tactica the second. I'm not even sure if I spelled that right. I'm an awful speller, by the way. So look at the unit statistics, see how boys did. Daikyu Samurai did very well. I never really bring Daikyu Samurai a lot, but they were just good for the price, and they were what I needed, because I knew that he might not have had the DLC pack, so it was a good unit to bring, because I would have outranged him, and he wouldn't have had bow monks anyway. So we'll begin to go down. So as you can see, again, Lone Sword are mincing up the enemy, and you know, you have to compare about how much time they were actually in combat for. You know, the ending was very, very quick. It was only the kind of skirmishing battle which really took hold. And you know, once the Lone Sword would go down the hill, the kills just demonstrate how effective they are at anti-infantry units. I mean, in the early days of Shogun 2, people bring a lot of Lone Sword armies, all at 9 chevron, because they were OP, because you had so much number for, you know, low sort of Koku funds, and really they were pretty OP. So we'll go into what he had. Oh, he actually had some bow samurai, I didn't realise. And even they got some half decent kills, but again, add those two up, and my Daikyu Samurai got the same amount of kills pretty much. Katana Samurai, yeah, I mean, I think sitting at the bottom of a hill isn't the best idea. You always want to retreat a little bit further behind the hill to make sure you don't get charged downhill like he did. So I hope you've enjoyed Tactica so far. We've had a good 2 battles, and I hope you're learning stuff. And please comment if you like these little live battles. So GG guys, this is Vendetta, and bye for now.